Well, it is that time again now, isn't it? Triple Terror. Ooh, I've been so excited to do this again. I almost thought, man, I'm gonna be running out of those now. Because Big Lots went out of business. Party City went out of business. Joanne's is about to go out of business. Everything is struggling this year. But Halloween Costumes, also known as Fun.com, decided to feed us a little treat this year. See, they're feeling ambitious this season, and I don't mind that. I like a little ambition. And they said, hey, we're going to release 75 animatronics. And not just that, we're going to do them in waves. So, today, that is February 24th, they just released Wave 1. And Wave 1 consists, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 new animatronics. 3 of which are like flashbacks, because they are now doing that to compete with Fraser Hill. We have some licensed characters in there. We have another UK item coming to the US. We've got some Break Thunder items in there. We now have some techie items, some original techie items that are with Halloween costumes. We've got quite the mixed bag. Party Time has made yet another appearance. So there's a lot to go over. Now, in traditional Triple Terror fashion, I have a picker wheel. I put all the names in, and it picks whatever I choose. So it chooses for me, basically. That's what I mean to say. So today we are going to go over Hops, the Dismembered Zombie. We're going to go over Annabelle. And who else are we going over today? Let's see. Oh, and the 12-foot zombie from Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy is also making an appearance. So buckle up, Buttercup. I've got some opinions, and y'all are gonna hear them. So let's get right into it with Hops. So Hops is by Seasonal Visions. We saw him way earlier this season. He was leaked by good old Owner Party. They have kind of a penchant for picking up things that they're not supposed to have and then try to sell them to people and then scam them. Shady boots. So Hops, though for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna call him the Dismembered Zombie, was one of those items. So the Dismembered Zombie is retailing at $300 and does not have a discount. He is actually currently available for order right now. I mean, there's a lot to go over on this guy. I like the idea that he's kind of just messed up. He's missing a hand. He's missing a little more than half of a leg. And he's balancing. He's got I can't remember the exact mech. Kind of a balancing clown, kind of a strongman mech going on, where he's on one pole and he's swaying side to side, like he's balancing. And I think it kind of works in his favor. He's got kind of that classic business suit attire that is really kind of popularized with zombies. You look at like Plants vs. Zombies, for example. They're all kind of wearing that. So he's got like a suit jacket, white undershirt, some of the undershirt's peeking out, red tie, and then it looks like he has jeans and then black shoes. So the face is probably the standout for me. It looks Sorry, I'm right by a fire station, so you're probably gonna hear that a little bit. The face is unusually just kind of gruesome for modern SVI. It seems like they're kind of hitting back old school again because recently they kind of got a little more safe with the zombies. So he looks great. I love the kind of nod off, just, I don't know, torn off, like, mouth. And then the kind of chunks of flesh missing and a little bit of gore. Not as gory as I would like it to be, but, it's okay. I wish his nails were painted. His nails, they left it unpainted. It does bug me a bit. I look at little details like that. But overall, I think Hops is a really, really strong animatronic. I think my main issue is the arm stump animation. It spins. I don't know why they decided to make it spin. It makes no sense. It looks really weird. And then they gave them like this faux leather that kind of wraps around the leg and the arm. Don't understand that either. They're not supposed to look like torn flesh or torn up fabric, but it doesn't look good. I don't like it. But I do like that the actual stumps have some gore going on, like gory detailing. So again, props for that, because I do like to see kind of gorier characters. But yeah, that's Hops. Overall, I really like him. He is a definite pickup for me. So, staying on theme with zombies, we have the 12-foot lighted zombie. This is a very familiar item. We've seen a version of this before at, I think it was Menards? Or at least something similar. This is by Jimmy. If you haven't gathered that already, it is essentially a recolor of the 12-foot mummy. And I mean that like true and true. It looks to me like they took the 12-foot mummy and they put a different colored fabric underneath, like kind of a bluish gray, like a navy blue. And they put gray creepy cloth over it, and then they wrap the head up. So it's literally a darker 12-foot mummy, which to me is just lazy, but it's kind of what we've come to expect from Jimmy. It's a 12-foot item. It's going for $400. However, it has a pre-order special where you can get it for $340. Not terrible. It has some new audio, which was kind of interesting to hear. But really, anything beyond that, it's the same. It has the same multicolor function as the Mummy. I don't know if any of the other ones have had that besides the Mummy. Same sculpt, same movement, body detailing. Again, it's just a different fabric overlay. So there's really not a whole lot to say. I wish they kind of went with a more interesting 12-foot character, whether it be one from SVI or a different one from Jimmy's catalog, because I'm sure they have a bunch of different characters. Now, it does say that the stock date will be at the beginning of September. It does not have an exact date. It's just kind of around that rough time period. And that's pretty typical with Jimmy's life sizes. They usually start popping up around then. But yeah, not that interesting. Not a big fan. I'm sure there's going to be people out there who are going to buy it. You do you. But it's a meh. It's one of those things where it's 1 in a million. I've seen it before. So yeah, again, not a lot to say about this one. So for the last item on our episode of Triple Terror is Annabelle. This is a Jimmy item, kind of like the last item we just talked about. But this is a step up. But unfortunately, like the zombie, this is something that we've seen before. At least some of us. I'm sure not everyone is really as invested in the prototype world as I am. So, one of these surfaced. It was a sample, I believe it was for Lowe's, and it came from the castle of Muskogee. If you're not familiar with it, I totally recommend you look into it. It's really fascinating. They get Jimmy prototypes and samples every year, and they sell them as a part of their Halloween show. And they get Christmas ones too as part of the Christmas show. Really cool. But there was Annabelle, and it was the same thing. I don't remember if I had the same audio, but it was essentially the same. And that surfaced this past Halloween season. So I kind of wasn't expecting to see this again, but I'm not mad. It's not terrible for Jimmy standards. The sculpt isn't bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. They have like the little crack detailings down. I like that they have the cracked eye in there as well, because that's, a very iconic thing about Annabelle. What makes this really cool is this is like a $150 product. Yep, she goes for $150. She's on sale for $127.49. You can either have her sitting. She has fully posable legs and fully posable arms, or you could have her stand. She actually comes with a base, according to the specs. So for $150, and she's like about 4 feet or something. I mean, she's fairly small, but for something that can sit and stand, has that much posability and that much just versatility, I think that's something that you really can't, pass up at that price, especially nowadays. And it's a licensed item through The Conjuring. It's a really big licensed IP. So I'm kind of impressed with that level of, attention to detail, because, in the movie she moves around quite a bit. Now, the thing about this is it won't stock until the middle of June. So you're kind of looking at a summer date for when she will start hitting homes. It's not one I'll buy. I know I'm kind of known as the guy who likes creepy dolls. A, I'm not an Annabelle fan. And B, I'm not a big Jimmy fan either. But I do know people who are big fans of The Conjuring and Annabelle, and I know Jimmy collectors out there will like this. It's a good looking prop for what it is, and for how cheap it is. So, and it's nice to see Halloween costumes carrying budget-friendly licensed decor. So, yeah, again, I'm not mad. I think it's really clever that they gave her the ability to sit or stand and to have fully posable legs and arms. So, yeah, that's really all for Annabelle. So for our next episode, we'll be going over Valak, who is also from The Conjuring. We're going to be going over Chucky, who was a Morris item. So this is our first good look at a Morris costumes piece. And then Underworld Demon. Very excited to talk about that one. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.